Hey, everybody, it's Rich Tola. Thanks for tuning in on Monday, December 29th, 2025. So, what's that mean, guys? We got 3 days left. That's it. 3 days left to get your workout in. If you did that 40-day challenge, well, I've been hitting it every day. Changed it up this morning. And we're going to be talking about how to slow down time. So, what I did was I thought, I've been rushing through these workouts. I haven't been having good workouts lately. So, I said, I got to slow down time. So what I did was I mixed it up. I put the elliptical first. Usually I do the elliptical last. You guys know I try to do 10 minutes a day. Try to get that 1 hour in a week. But I haven't been doing it regularly. So I said, you know what? Now we're going to switch it up. We're going to do that first, get that out of the way, and then hit the workout. So had a good one today, 30 minutes. That's 2%. You guys know that 15 minutes equals 1%. So we're going to be talking a little bit more about that. But first, let's jump right in here. A little rest in peace. And no, it's not Bridget Bardot, although she was, I think, one of the original sex symbols from the 1960s. Yeah, I was born in 63, so I know all about her. And rest in peace to her. She was 91 years old. But now we're going to be talking about rest in peace to something I have in my hand. You guys see this? This is the Metro card. This little guy, this Metro card. I moved to New York City in 1994, guys. All right. When I moved to New York City, I was using the tokens. Buy a bunch of these tokens, and sometimes you'd find them on the ground. But then they introduced this card, which was nobody liked it. It was like, okay, great. Now we got to load this up with money. There's a machine. Suppose you lose the card. You know how many of these I've lost? Well, I still have this. This one expired, but I know there's money on it, maybe like $10. So I don't know if I'm just going to keep it or do I send it in and get the money. But let's talk about this card for a second because it revolutionized the system at the time. You guys know this, the Metro in New York City. It's actually the second oldest Metro. The first is the Boston Tremont subway station. That was like the first stop, right? As the first subway in America. That came about in 1897. But in August 27th, 1904, New York introduced the subway. It ran from City Hall to 145th Street. Well, today, there's 36 lines. There's 7,000 vehicles, they say. There's 850 miles of track and 472 stations, 2 billion riders a year. So they say this new card, which is not really a card, it's called One Metro New York, OMNY. It's going to be reloadable, contactless payment cards. The good news is you're going to be able to do 7 days with a cap fee. So you get 12 rides. Everything past 12 rides is free. So they didn't have that with this Metro card. But anyway, that's kind of a good news for New York City, for you riders over there. I don't know when the next time I'll be there, but rest in peace to the Metro card 31 years later. And came about. Now you're going to be winding it down. You got 3 days left to either add money to the card or you could use it into 2026, but you're not going to be able to reload anything on this card after New Year's Eve. So, all right. That's good. Let's jump on. We're going to be talking about this, how to slow down time. I like this one because I thought it was interesting. Everybody kind of does their New Year's resolutions and they're talking about what it was this year. Well, let me tell you, before I get to this story, I did this over the weekend. All right. I went to 2025 and I did my top 10 accomplishments. I wrote them down because I think you really want to take note of what you accomplished this year. So you should do this. Take your time, sit down with yourself, slow down time and write it down. I came up with 15, actually. I mean, the top 10. And I mean, I'm pretty proud of this year. It's been a very interesting year. Very, very challenging, but accomplished a lot. And then what I did was 2026. I said my top 20 intentions or expectations. So I wrote them down. I list them down, and then I go back the end of the year and I review. So I like this, all right? But most importantly, I think you got to take a look what you did, be proud of what you did, and then set your sights for next year. All right, here we go. We're talking about this Harvard University study that took place 2 years ago. I thought it was pretty cool, right? Where they they used these participants and they put a little bruise on their forearm, right? They had to sit in a room. So there's 3 different groups. They did normal clock speed, they did half speed, and then double speed, and they kept them in a room for 28 minutes. So they put a little wound here and they took a look at how fast it healed. No kidding. Said the wounds healed faster when people thought more time had passed, right? And they healed slower when less time had passed. So, you know, the old saying, a minute is always a minute, except when it isn't. I don't know if you ever heard that, but Albert Einstein, I love this, 100 years ago, right? He talked about time, everything is relative, right? And I want to give a shout out to one of my yoga mentors back in the day. Would always say to me, he would say, relative to what? So everything is relative to something else. And he always said, hey, not everybody's going to love you as a teacher, but again, relative to what? And as Albert Einstein said, time is not fixed, guys. And we can play with time. And we're going to be talking about that. But here we go. He said, imagine your hand on a hot stove for 1 minute, right? Feels like an hour. Now you sit next to a pretty girl for an hour, feels like a minute. Again, everything is relative, but the mind and body are truly connected. They really are. And a lot of people, you know, they kind of power through life and they don't understand that concept. So you could manipulate your expectations. And that's what these people did in this experiment. They were manipulating expectations. And the psychology of it went into the physiological, went into the psychological, became the physiological. So they say psychology is embedded in everything the body does, right? And the mind influences every physiological outcome. All right. So that's kind of what we're talking about here, how the mind can play tricks and make things, you know, slow down or speed up, right? So how do we slow down time? This is the key. You want to seek out moments of awe. And what does that mean, right? Awe is the feeling of being in the presence of something vast that transcends your current understanding of the world, right? Everybody knows that. You go out into nature, you go to the, a lot of these 7 wonders of the world, right? Niagara Falls, you're standing there in awe, right? Again, money and possessions do not contribute to awe. As much as you think they might, yeah, the money might get you to see see one of these awe-inspiring subjects, whatever they are, right? Niagara Falls. I mean, there's this Indian temple in Robbinsville, New Jersey, which is awe-inspiring. So you ever notice that when you go to these places, right, no matter where you are on vacation, it seems everything sort of slows down, right? Again, money and possessions do not contribute to awe, right? It's something that leaves you speechless. Yeah, okay, everybody likes making money, but it doesn't leave you speechless, right? But here's the key. It's all about being in the present moment. And that's why I mentioned yoga before, because staying in the present moment in everything you do is crucial. It's key, right? It's the key to having a great workout. It's staying there mentally in the moment, right? That's why I said I want to get this cardio out of the way first so I could get back to the weights and what it is staying in the moment. Practice of savoring the moment, right? When you have a great meal, when you're sitting there and you got this awesome meal in front of you, right? You notice how it takes time when you're savoring it. You don't rush through it, right? Again, it's like the workout. So everything you do, you want to take a step back. You want to slow down time because, man, let me tell you something. At 62 3/4 years old, it moves quick, guys. And the older you get, the faster the time goes. Talking to a buddy of mine just the other day where he's got a lot going on in his life. He's going to be moving this year. And I said, you know, dude, savor the moment because it's going to come quick. Next thing you know, you've moved. It's a year from now. He's like, what are you talking about a year from now? I said, watch how quick this goes, right? And this is the good news about nature. When you're out in nature, it says nature exposure to nature increases the mindfulness, right? And it reduces stress. It's slowing down the internal clock. So that's another thing. And I want to put want to go to the 5 things that I set my sights on. Because when I set New Year's resolutions, I don't really write them down. A lot of people write, they're very specific. I'm kind of generalized. I'll talk to you in a second about that. But so here we go. Is this unexpected stimuli, right? The awe-inspiring. When our brains process this new information, it slows it down, right? So the more unique, meaningful, or changing these experiences are that we have, the longer the stretch of time feels in your memory. So let me say that again. The more unique, meaningful, or changing experiences we have, the longer the stretch of time feels in memory. So to stretch your life, introduce more awe-inspiring moments so that you stay in the present moment and make them different, make them variable, not just the same thing, right? Because it's like a fulfilled and varied life is a long life, right? Fulfilled and varied. I mean, I love that. I lived in 20 different cities. Matter of fact, next week I'm going to be going to Chattanooga to check that out. I just love exploring new cities, cruising around. Talk about a fulfilled and varied life, right? When you move, that's what happens. So do this. Compare 100 days of the same little routine, right, to a week of travel. It's distinct, it's expansive, and it slows down time. So anybody can slow down time. Stay in the present moment. Expand your horizons with these awe-inspiring experiences. And always get your workout in. But here we go. Here's my 5, guys, and we're going to finish with this. So when I look out to the future, right? Generalizations. I said, number 1, I want to eat better. Always want to eat better. Number 2, what I say, want to work out daily. Well, I already work out every single day. You guys know that, but it's still something you got to set your sights on, even no matter who you are. Number 3, sleep well. Always want to sleep well. I've not been sleeping well lately, but it's something you really want to do. All right. And number 4, read more. No matter who you are, you can read more. I went to the bookstore yesterday. It was closed. I guess they're on vacation, but I'm going back today because I need to get some more books. So again, eat better, work out daily, sleep well, eat more, and then slow down time. So those are my 5 for the new year, right? Always want to eat better. Always want to sleep well. Always want to work out daily, right? Those are 3 things everybody knows you need to do. Notice I never mention anything with money making, all that. But slowing down time, especially as you get older, it's crucial. And read more, of course. All right, guys. So that's it for today. I just thought I'd have a little fun with this as we're coming in. We're closing out the year. 3 days left. If you're working out 15 minutes a day, that's going to be 45 minutes. That's nothing. I'm going to work out again twice today. So my last 3 days, I'm going to get 2 workouts a day in, try to do 30 minutes each. So there you go, guys. Have an awesome week. I'm not sure if I'll see you on Wednesday, but I'll definitely see you on Friday. So if I don't catch up with you on Wednesday for the New Year's Eve, be safe, stay strong, stay positive, and as always, get your workout in. Peace.